Hello and welcome, you're here for episode 114 of the Nearly Men Video Games podcast, coming to you live on Twitch from Scotland on Thursday the 1st of September 2022. I am Paul Kozinski and joining me tonight is the fabulous Blunderboy87.
Ahoy hoy!
And along with Colin and we are the Nearly Men, and this episode of the podcast is brought to you by executive producer Hamster Boy.
Mr. Producer.
We have nothing to do with the video games industry. We don't make them, we don't sell them, and we're not even particularly good at them. We are the Nearly Men, and at some point you've probably kicked our asses online. Good evening, Blunderboy.
Hi, Hogg Kozinski.
Oh my!
I never read the script because you could tell when you said fabulous. I was like, that's new.
Well, you know, we are a man down tonight. You can notice. Well, if you're audio listening, we'll tell you.
Yeah.
Colin is not here tonight because he's away doing a job.
Oh,
I know.
part timer, but full timer also.
Aye, favouritism. We can see where his priorities lie, Blunder. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, I shouldn't have said so much because I won't be here next week.
Oh, there it was.
Yeah, but I have to go down. I have to go down to the big city of Glasgow.
Oh my.
Because I've got a training day on the Friday, so I'll wait to stay with my mum on the Thursday night.
Excellent.
So I don't have to travel down at like 6 a.m. on the Friday morning. I'm like, no, thank you.
Do you know, I've done frequently, from where you live, I've done frequent travels to there at that time in the morning. At like 4:30 in the morning. I did a whole week of it.
Oh no!
It was quite nice though. It's a lovely part of the world.
Were you driving or were you?
I was driving. Yes, driving on very little sleep.
I can't even imagine.
It was when I was courting the wee Maverick.
Oh,
I was working in Perth, and I would come down just about every night to see her.
Oh, that's
and
cute.
then go back like at 4:30, ready for my call time at whatever it would have been, 7 o'clock.
I must say, everyone who's come out to visit says it's a dead. I know it's an easy drive as well, being a passenger, but they say it's a dead easy drive because it's a straight road.
It's a big straight road.
You get in the motorway,
and it's lovely when you go on. Oh, I'm trying no docs here, but when you go into a certain road, it opens up the whole sky, and the sky becomes huge, and I love it.
Aye, there's some. I get the train. Yeah, I get the train on Monday night. No, Sunday night. I was coming back from Birmingham. And the sunset was just sitting beautifully, and it was like the purpley pink sky all the way from Glasgow up. And I was like, oh, that'd be a nice picture. Back in moving. That's so lovely. But no.
Aye. How are you, Blunderboy? Never mind Colin, he's no here. He doesn't get to tell us.
I'm good. I've been dead busy.
Aye.
So obviously summer holidays. And then we came back. We were back after when summer was ending.
Yeah.
And then work started again, and then I decided to go down to Birmingham for a weekend. But you know, it was actually really nice. We had a nice balance of doing stuff and doing nothing. So when I came back, I wasn't like, I'm exhausted. So I think I learned from the first time at Insomnia not to go every single day and try and do everything. Because so we was there the whole day Saturday, pretty much. And then we went for a few hours before the flight back on the Sunday. And it was just nice. It was nice and chill. It was good. I'll talk about Insomnia in a wee bit. How are you? Aye. Mm-hmm. Pepsi Max. I try and make it no hiss, and it did. Although I will be switching to Sneak because I get 27 free sashes at Insomnia.
Sneak, unreal.
But I will have Insomnia when I start. I even bought a shaker.
He's got a Sneak shaker, everybody.
And I was like, oh my god, it's so cool. To which my husband went, you're just saying that because it's purple. And I was like, that is true, but it is very cool. But then I was like, I thought there was going to be like a wee bonnet. And I'm like, what is that?
Oh
no, there is something.
If there's no something in it, it's broke now.
Oh, there's like a sieve.
Sieve, right, okay.
So, a weird sieve, but a sieve.
Is this like a wee one of these powder things?
Aye, it's the powders. And it's an energy drink. And I was like, oh, no energy drink. But I drink like a 2-litre bottle of Pepsi Max a day sometimes. So if I wake up and have a sneak with my Cocoa Pops, that may just set me up for the day.
It's not a sentence I thought I'd hear tonight. A wee sneak with your Cocoa Pops.
A sneak with my Cocoa Pops. And you know you're only allowed 2 sneak sachets a day because like the caffeine content is equivalent to like 4 cups of coffee.
Uh-oh.
So yeah,
Blunder's going to be going at 50 mile an hour.
I know. I'm getting all my work done.
Done. The whole year's work done this week.
I know. I'm done. Like buzzed out my art and sneak.
I'll tell you something, Blunder.
Yes.
Something me and Colin did on Tuesday is we went through to Edinburgh to meet a very special person.
You did? You met the Queen?
We didn't. No.
You met a Queen?
A Queen, yes. we met just off the 6 in the flesh.
I was so jealous.
I know. It was so sad that he couldn't meet you. We did explain the situation to him.
I want to be photoshopped into the sky like the Teletubbies son.
Yes! I'm doing that as soon as I finish this.
I've been thinking about it and I was like, how can we make it look like I'm there but not? And I was like, I could be the Teletubby son.
That's beautiful. You need to send me a picture then of you, how you want to be in that photo.
Oh my. I'll get my best costume out.
Yeah, so we met just off the 6 who was over doing some photography for the Edinburgh Festival. And he met up with quite a number of the members of the community.
He did. I saw pictures in the Discord.
Aye, so it was really good to see him. And hopefully he'll be back and we'll get to see him again.
Oh, that'd be fun. How was he in person?
It was exactly, this is what I was saying to people, it's exactly as you expect him to be. He is exactly. Nice. You know how you watch people on stream or on TV or whatever, and then you meet them and you go, oh he wasn't, he wasn't as quiet, or he wasn't as loud, or he wasn't as small, or he wasn't as tall. In fact, he's twice the width you think he is, and all that kind of stuff. He's exactly what you think he's going to be.
Oh, I love when that happens.
It was beautiful. Really
I love have you seen all the memes and it's like people who made friends over internet over lockdown and then they met in person? It's like turns out we hate each other in real life. And it's like that's always the fear, and that happened to me once years and years and years ago when I was a single fish. I online started dating. You can't really say dating,
right? Okay.
A gentleman from Manchester, and he came up for a weekend. Worst weekend of my life. Well, I've got a few worst weekends of my life. And it was just really awkward. And then it rained, so we couldn't really go out and do stuff. And then it was just, he left, and I was like, oh, that was weird.
Oh no.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, I can't really send him home earlier. So
my god.
I mean, I've never walked someone to Central Station quicker on the Sunday. I was like, let's go! You're going to miss your train. He's like, it's the train's in like 4 hours. Like, let's go!
I'm frightened to ask, but how quickly did you realise? Well, I mean, was it within an hour? Was it within 2 hours? Or was it like the next day you went, oh, that was a bit weird yesterday? And blah, blah.
So did they come up the Saturday morning? I think, or they maybe came up the Friday. And at first it was fine. And then we kind of sat and it was like,
oh no.
So
I was like, no.
I think it was fine because we're playing video games at first, but then when we're like, I was like, oh, should we go out and do stuff? He's like, oh, but it's raining. And I was like, well, it's Scotland. And then it was just really awkward. So I was like,
oh no.
So it's been funny seeing all the people, and I think they're taking the mickey, like, oh, I met this person and hated them, but it does happen.
Oh, that's hellish, man. Absolutely hellish. Well, gentle listeners, if you've got any stories of awkward meetings with meeting up with your Twitch friends or online pals, you can get in touch here.
Reaching the Nearly Men is easier than ever. Search for the Nearly Men Video Games podcast on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, or your preferred podcast player. We stream on Twitch. Follow Colin at Colin_NM. Follow Paul at Paul Kozinski, all one word. Follow Blunderboy at Blunderboy87. And let's get social on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram where we are at Nearly Men, or go old school and email us on info@thenearlymen.com. Need all that again? Links are on our website, thenearlymen.com. So what are you waiting for?
Indeed, drop us a wee line. Let us know. We love hearing from you.
We do.
One thing, Just Off the Six posted a picture of Bri. I don't think either of them will mind me saying that they met up. And Bri was sporting a very fetching Nearly Men hoodie. in these photographs.
It was the yellow one. It was really nice.
It was very nice, wasn't it? And it's excellent because we didn't know Bri had got a hoodie, or I certainly didn't know Bri had got a hoodie. And I'm so curious now as to how many people have got stuff that we don't know about.
Aye.
People wearing t-shirts of ours. And if you want to get your t-shirts, remember you can pick them up at printbunker.co.uk. Is under collections The Nearly Men. Printbunker.co.uk.
Here, I think we should, if people send in pictures of them and merch, we should have like a merch wall, like pictures we can put up behind us.
That's a great idea. If you have a Nearly Men merch, is that the right way to say it?
Nearly Men merch, yeah.
A piece of Nearly Men merch. Take a photograph of yourself, stick it in the Discord or send it to us, and we'll make, that's a great idea, we'll make a merch wall.
Aye.
Brilliant idea. Blunder, you have been travelling about, son.
I have.
Where did you go? Tell us.
So, at the weekend, I was way down to Birmingham to go to the Insomnia I-69 Game Fest.
Nice.
And that's what the t-shirt said. It said I-69, nice. Actually.
Oh, he's got it, people. Oh, he's wearing it.
So mine's doesn't say nice, but I get the athlete top.
I was going to say that looks like a kind of training top.
Yeah, so this is
brilliant.
like their esport top, and then
Yes.
there's a green band there, but it looks because I'm green screened, and it's really comfy. Diet Punk got one that's like 90s style, and that's got the I-69 hashtag nice on it, and they had hats and they had other t-shirts and stuff. And I mean, I think that was one of the main points we went, because we wanted the t-shirts that said I-69. And then forgot about it, and we're walking around in the airport in them, and people were looking at our chests like, But no, so for those who don't know, I-69, it's a big kind of industry public event. And it's kind of like Comic-Con, to be fair, just with gaming focus. So like, this was the second one they'd had since the world reopened up. And it was a lot busier than the first one. I think with the first one, the last one I was at, everyone was still a bit unsure.
Right, yeah.
Of going to a big space. So like, there wasn't a lot of the big companies there. Like, there was Nintendo were there the first time. I don't really remember much Sony or Microsoft. So this time, there was like a big Sony booth area. There was like Microsoft. Intel had a massive section. And they had this like lucky dip cloth, but they kept running out of tokens by the time you got there.
Oh.
And you could win, you always won something, but like the big prize was like a gaming laptop. But the Intel bit, you could go in and play all the like upcoming games and like the best graphics, and you could buy the graphic cards there and then, and the mechanical keyboards, and like that was like a proper gaming haven for like PC players. So you had that. You had the indie corner, which again was really good. Last time I was there, I met the team behind Grid Force, which is coming out soon.
Oh yeah.
And hopefully I'm going to get to show people that when it's released as part of the team punting it.
Nice.
And that's really fun. It's like a grid game, but now usually in grid games you place them and then moves happen, then you move them again. This one you're constantly moving and shooting and stuff. It's good. So there was lots of games in there. The one that stood out the most, it's like a new version of Marbles, but it's called, what's it called? It's like a duck racing game. And it's so cool, and you can make your duck wear different hats.
Yes.
And they streamed it when we were in, and I came second. I was raging because if I came first, I would have won an I-69 hat for my duck, like for my Twitch account. And it was an I-69 account that won. I was like, "You've got a hat!" And you could see me standing in the stream, and Diet Punk got to sit and do and in the lead is such and such, and it was really funny. And they were really cool. They were a nice dev. I got a card for it. If I find it, I'll post it in the Discord.
Nice.
And I'll let you know what it is. But it's totally free to play. Don't go in that. And instead of it's like a new version of Marbles. It's quite fun.
Nice.
There was a lot of repeat games in the indie area, just because indie games tend to take a lot of time to get going. But
it
so
wasn't
that was
long since the last one either, was it?
Nah, it's like 6 months. Or
Aye,
something.
I remember you being there. Yeah.
Yeah. They had Games Done Quick were there this year, and they were doing, when I got there, they were doing a big bunch of Resi games, and there was a lot of the big Resi Twitch streamers, like Matt RPD and stuff. So I sat and watched that for a while, and that was really exciting. That was cool. They had a little stage where they did like talks and stuff, and a D&D live. They had their main stage where they did cosplay, and there was so much cosplay this year, much more than the last the one in March. There was tons of cosplay. They had an Assassin's Creed cosplay competition.
All right, yeah.
And they had trophies and statues, which may or may not have been provided by Ubisoft, because they're based in Birmingham, which I didn't know. And then they had the general costume competition, and someone went as Vecna's clock, like his clock wheeled out, and it was like dong, the big ticking, and then it was really cool. But there was a costume inside the costume. There was someone inside, and they waved out the window.
Excellent.
And then they were like, "Oh, go to the cosplay corner to see the costume inside the costume." But I forgot.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. That's the excitement. You've got to go find out. There's a bunch of stalls where you can buy things. I bought some stuff, obviously.
He's grabbing stuff, people.
I get a tiny Ellen Ripley toy.
Oh, I love it.
Cute. This probably won't show that well, but I got a Bucky O'Hare from the 90s TV show. He's green. That's why
green, right? Okay.
So that's a TV show from the early 90s. Bucky O'Hare. And then when I was younger, I always wanted toys. So they brought out these new versions. And the guy was like, "These are the only ones in the UK." So I was like, "Yonk." And then he gave us this free packet of finger biscuits.
Excuse me, what?
So do you remember the PK chalk dips when you were younger? It was the bread biscuits.
Oh, yes.
So it was a box of those bread biscuits, and I turned to Diet Punk. I was like, "These are going to be so dry and so nasty." So we opened them, and I had one of them. Just like I said, so dry and nasty. Well, could I not put them down? Every time Diet Punk turned around, I was like, he had to take them off. He was like, "Put them in the bag." I was like, "I'm sorry." I thought you said they're disgusting. I was like, "They're like crack. I can't stop eating them." But there was loads on. There was the bring your own computer section with the esports tournaments. Like, that was huge. There's a pub quiz on the Friday night, and then the people who won the pub quiz were very naughty and got in trouble the next day. Yeah, I don't think there'll be a pub quiz team for much longer. What else is there? There's a camping section. If you don't want to stay in a hotel, you can camp in the hall, but you have to pay a rental fee. But no, it was good. It was busy. Nice. It was excellent. It was a lot of fun. I definitely would I go twice a year? No, I'd probably just go like to this time of year one if they stick to doing like 2 a year.
Right.
I know we applied for creator passes, but because we're like quite small channels, we never got them. But they gave us a free ticket.
Oh, that's nice.
For applying, so that was good. I've still got my wristband on, actually, because you get a weekend wristband, so I'm not taking it off yet. And for those who can see, I bumped into Leon Kennedy and Ashley Graham from Resident Evil 4.
Excellent.
Who were actually our good friends at Arcade. And they were fantastic outfits, and they got some publicity outfits just like the ones for the games taking. So check them out on their Twitter page. Nice. And it was nice. It was nice seeing them. It was lots of fun. But it was really good.
Nice. When is the next one? Do you know? Or have they not said?
I don't know if they're doing it in March or they're just going to wait till September. So they sent out the email saying, "Give us some feedback." And I don't think it says in that when the next one is. I'll have a quick look quickly. No. Oh, come in a PS5 though for doing that survey.
Happy days.
There we go. But yeah, I'd be good if it's on again. If people go to it, come and say hi because it's lovely to be there. So me and Diet Punk went down this time, and our box social was there, and Lou LUUUI _. And we got to hang out with those guys as well.
Nice.
And again, it's like when you meet them, they're just like they are online. Like when you watch them, it's not like, "Oh, you're taller and you're weird." They were a good chat.
It wasn't an awkward person from Manchester, no. No,
it was not. And yeah, if people go next time, we can do an element meet up. all wear our hoodies.
Yes. Yeah.
We'll get a creator pass so you can meet us in the Creators Tavern.
Nice. So Insomnia gets a thumbs up from Blunder then? As an event?
Absolute thumbs up. As an event, it's really good. But maybe don't need a whole weekend ticket. So I flew down on the Friday night, went in the Saturday, and then chilled a bit in it on the Sunday before I went get my flight. And that was there was enough to do in that time. Nice. If I was smart, which I never am, I would look at what's going on in the stages and plan my day around that, but I always forget that happens. And then I'm like, "Oh, the thing." So I need to make a note to myself next time, do that.
The important thing is, Blunder was like Craig David and chilled on the Sunday.
Did. Always chilling the Sunday.
So, thank you, Blunder. Something else happened. Now, I couldn't even tell you when this was because I am so out of the loop. The last week was like a blur to me, and it must have been. It was either this weekend or last weekend.
It must have been the weekend before, or during the week before I went to Birmingham. So roughly that week. So last week sometime.
That makes sense. But Gamescom happened.
Yeah.
Which I'm usually quite excited for Gamescom. I quite like it. Gamescom's the German one, isn't it? I think.
Yeah.
I think it is, yeah. And I'm usually quite excited for it because they usually show quite good stuff at it, but I have been so out the loop. I think the only thing I know from Gamescom is that Flight Sim showed the 40th anniversary trailer that kind of spoke about what's coming and all that. And they've released something like a cities update for some of the German cities.
Oh wow!
But other than that, I missed everything.
Dear.
Did you see anything?
I had it on. It doesn't mean I've seen anything.
Good.
Because I was playing. I think I was playing Dead by Daylight at the same time, or I was playing Yakuza 0 or something, and nothing really caught my ear. Because I had my headphones on.
I mean, thank goodness we're not a video games podcast tonight.
Nah, it's not
to report this back.
But I did go back and check up things when I started hearing what was shown. I went back and maybe watched little snippets.
Oh yeah.
And I definitely saw when they announced my new reason to learn how to drive, which is the Mini / Pokemon team up.
Oh,
and
right.
It's a Pikachu themed Mini. And it's not yellow because I always said I would never drive a yellow car. So it's this cool white.
What's wrong with a yellow car?
Color.
Excuse me.
Never trust people in a yellow car. It's a cool whitish silvery Mini, and its headlamps look like Pikachu's eyes. And when you turn it on, it flashes yellow inside like lightning, and a Pokeball spins in the dashboard.
Oh my days!
It's like ADHD in car form. But I think it's electric as well, which means it'll be an automatic. So I'm like, that's fine. I'm going to let it drive just so I can have the Pokemon car.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm scanning. Blunder's very kindly thrown a link to all the kind of headline acts here, basically. And I tell a lie. I found out. I know more than I think I do, which is nice. I knew that Monkey Island's got a release date.
Excellent.
That's September 19th on Switch and PC.
And Colin will be happy about that.
And me. And I also heard about Dune Awakening, the new MMO.
I'm very excited by that. I mean, it was my life.
I mean, I've even signed up to the beta and all that. So.
Oh, I've not done that yet. I didn't know the beta. No, I did. Was it on Steam? Steaming.
I think it might be PS5.
I did a couple. That's the thing. There's a couple of games I saw the look of, and I went on Steam and I opted in for and I got into one.
Oh, good.
I'll tell you what, it's in a wee minute, but I think I did Dune on Steam.
So I did that.
It's so hard trying not to say June.
June. Terry and June.
June.
How you June? How you June?
How you doing?
I've just seen now that The Expanse has got another trailer. I kind of want to see it.
I thought you'd be excited by that.
I kind of want to see it, and I kind of don't want to see it. I'm a bit like you sometimes, where I don't want to see things. I'd rather just experience it.
I wouldn't. I would. Oh no, I'm telling you, it was Outlast Trials. I requested access for the beta, the playtest.
The horror one? Is that like Outlast Horror? Oh no. No.
I think you and Colin should play that when it comes out because it's a multiplayer.
No, they made me play. What was it? They made me play Outlast. Outlast 2 it was.
But this Outlast is rubbish.
This is kind of
like it's just graphic. This is Saw.
I tell a lie. It was Outlast I played.
In the prison.
Aye, I played
the
that.
Sanatorium,
and I played it at something like 4:00 in the morning on the horror 24-hour stream.
Yeah,
and I think I was so sanitized after things like Slenderman and all that. It just wasn't scary.
You were just the scariest thing in the original is the naked men with the big ding dongs.
Oh, hello.
The big ding dong twins.
But I remember Colin playing the second one, and it was just kind of like shock factor it was going for.
I watched someone play it, and I was like, "This is not what I thought." It looked nice, but I was like,
"Aye." But
the Outlast Trials looks good, so it's almost like you're in Saw and you're trying to escape the playrooms.
Oh, puzzles kind of thing.
Aye.
Okay. I like a puzzle.
Yeah, so I think that'd be funny.
Anything else catch your eye at Gamescom, Blunderboy?
A few things. Dead Island 2 has finally been given a release date 8
Oh.
years after the original release date. And once again, they gave us a cinematic trailer. And if you remember, Dead Island was the one that had the best, most amazing cinematic trailer ever made. And then the game came out, and it was nothing like it. And everyone went, huh?
Oh.
Whereas this cinematic trailer is a wee bit more, this is what the game is. It just looks boring. It looks dated. Dying Light 2, again, that took years to come out after the first one, but it just feels a bit, I'm a bit like, I love a zombie, but you're not catching me with this. I'm a bit, I think Ghost in the Sail about it. Sonic Frontiers is had the trailer, which looks good. I think it looks good. Some people are like, it doesn't look good. One person compared it to another game and it's the exact same level layout, but then they were like, well, he does have memories of his past, so it's probably one of those stages. But it looks fun. Sonic's back and faster than ever.
Excellent.
Gotham Knights release date finalised October 21st. Very excited. And Harley Quinn had to release a teaser video.
Oh.
She looks really cool. She's got I like her design. She's just like, every time they do Harley, she's always got everything in it these days, it feels like. Whereas this one's very much in a kind of jester outfit, but with a modern spin, and her makeup's got a big spade and stuff. It looks very, very cool. She's not all jiggling about. She looks fun. But of course, some people have been arguing against it.
As always.
And the DualSense controller was released. The Super.
Oh, is this the kind of pro one with the buttons in the back and all that?
I was like, huh? What? Okay. Anything else that popped out? Oh, Lies of P, the Pinocchio game that's like Bloodborne. That one, most anticipated new game.
Oh, I did see that advertised. I had no idea what it was.
It looks fun. It looks fun, but it looks really good. It's like basically it's like Pinocchio killing things and fighting puppets. I don't know if he's trying to kill Geppetto or he's trying to save Geppetto.
Geppetto was a real boy though,
and he's gonna get a real stabbing.
Do you know what I mean?
It's definitely a game that like original Steven and Heckney MJ that will enjoy, I think.
Right, okay. Kind of Bloodborne, would you say?
Yeah, like Bloodborne. The game I saw that I thought you would like is Moonbreaker.
Moonbreaker?
So it's a Warhammer strategy game and you've got the wee models, but you get to paint them your own way digitally and you can customise your minifigures and paint them. And that's the game I've got and if the open access to.
Excellent. You need to let me know what it's like.
I shall, so...
I've got so much real life painting, I shouldn't be digitally painting.
I know, you do. But yeah, so basically it's like minifigures and it's like Star Wars Legion, but digitally. And you've got a big board and you move, and then they shoot their wee rockets and stuff and they shout things, I think. So it looks fun. I'll probably just play it for the painting.
Excellent. Just like Legion.
Yes, I'm like, look at my beautiful models, but I don't want to play. Don't want to play. The amount of money I've spent in minis for things, and I'm like, and now they look beautiful. Go back in your bot. And then the weirdest thing was Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
As they always are.
So they've made a game of the Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and I think, from what I could tell, it was like you're trying to take over a map. But now I think it's like a 3 versus 7 multiplayer game. I don't know. It's very confusing. Killer Clown fans are excited. The rest of us are on the shelf. And I'm just having one last slide down this page. I think that was that was it. That was what the kind of
excellent
that came out. But the most exciting thing is the Pikachu car.
The Pikachu car. Just we normally don't kind of pull out this chat quite yet, but I just see Magic or Die saying don't let him drive.
I will be a driver.
That's just the way it is.
Not confirming the quality, but I will be a driver.
So get your Pikachu car. When can you buy
it? You can go home and not buy it right now.
Excellent. Excellent.
I'm happy to stand in for Colin's sound effects.
Oh,
He's
man.
got so many catchphrases.
Yeah, he's just catchphrase central. Speaking of catchphrases, you want to hear some subbies?
Always subbies.
Right, what have we got? We've got Game Pass first off. Game Pass editions on the 1st of September. You're getting Grid Legends on console and PC. 6th of September, Disney Dreamlight Valley Early Access console. What do you think of this?
Is this the one you get? Oh, this looks good. This looks really good.
Aye.
Oh,
Disney Animal Crossing, essentially.
Oh, I didn't realize it's coming out so soon. So I saw that and I was like, oh!
Yes. So that's coming 6th of September. Train Sim World 3 is coming to console, PC, and cloud also on the 6th. 14th of September, it's Gary's new game, You Suck at Parking, on console. 15th of September, The Outer Wilds, the Xbox Series S and X version, comes to console. And on the 22nd of September, Beacon Pines and Slime Rancher 2 come to console and PC. Games of Gold, I believe this might be the last Games of Gold, as they're talking about, I think, stopping it because they've essentially reached their limits of backwards compatibility. So snatch them up while we can. Till September the 15th, you can get Scourgebringer and Thrillville. 1st to the 30th of September, you can get Gods Will Fall. The 16th to the 30th, you can get Portal 2. And if you've not played Portal 2, do it. And 16th of September to October the 15th, you're getting Double Kick Heroes. That is your Games with Gold. And over on the PlayStation side of town, which takes longer. This takes longer, so much to talk about now. So the PlayStation Plus Essential games, so that's your 3 games that you get for just being a member. You can get Tome for the PS5, Need for Speed Heat for PS4, and Grand Blue Fantasy Versus for PS4. For PS Plus Extra and Premium subscribers, you are getting Deathloop, Assassin's Creed Origins. This is all on the 20th of September, for these ones. As usual, the PlayStation Plus Essential you'll get on the, whatever it is, the first, is it Tuesday of every month?
Yeah, something like that.
These are on the 20th of September. You're getting Deathloop, Assassin's Creed Origins, Watch Dogs 2, Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, Spiritfarer Farewell Edition, Chicory, A Colourful Tale, Monster Energy Supercross, the official video game 5, believe it or not, Alex Kidd in Miracle World DX, Rabbids Invasion, the interactive TV show, Rayman Legends, and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game complete edition, which I'm quite excited about. That'll be quite fun. If you are a PS Plus Premium subscriber, that's the top tier, which is getting a lot of stick at the moment. People saying it's just not worth it quite yet. On 20th September, you're also going to get to be able to stream Siphon Filter 2, The Sly Collection, Sly Cooper, Thieves in Time, Bentley's Hack Pack, Toy Story 3, and Kingdom of Paradise. That is your subbies.
Subbies.
Yeah,
I've got the premium one, and I'm like, I've played, well, because Stray was coming out, and I was like, I'll get for that, and then also Resident Evil, like the OG for '96 was on it.
Ah, okay.
And I think that's all I've played. But it's weird how there's not more like PS3 Sony games. Like there's a great game on the PS3 called Folklore. And it never went in the digital shop, so you can't play it on PS4 or anything. And I'm like, where's that game? That's your game. You own everything about that game.
Do you think they're holding things back so that they're no like giving it all at once and then they've got nothing to give?
But just give me it all. I've got enough games to play, but I still want the rest.
Because I was thinking, I've got the extra version. I've got the middle tier. Because I'm not that desperately interested in retro kind of gaming. So I mean, I would say getting Stray was good. And then I'm also playing A Plague's Tale on PS5.
Such a good.
So I'm going to get used to that. I think I'll probably play Scott Pilgrim. I might give Deathloop a go. So I'm kind of getting my money's worth with it, I think.
Yeah.
But I know a lot of premium members are a bit like, this isn't worth this yet.
Yeah, I thought they were going to just be like, here's all these retro games, dump. And instead it's like, here's like a trickle.
Aye.
And there's things that's been teased. And I'm like, hurry up and give us those. Or if you're not going to give us them, let us know you're not giving. It's just a bit frustrating.
Yeah. But it remains to be seen. I'll give it a couple of months, see what happens.
Aye.
Games, right, before we... Colin Little's going to make an appearance here. But before we get to him, We were playing some Sea of Thieves last time, weren't we?
Oh, we did.
We did. I know it seems like a world away. We did the adventure. The new adventure just dropped that day, so we went out and did that, and we met some salty pirates to begin with, which we moved server because we had to move server because we couldn't do the actual adventure because of them. But once we moved server, it was all right. It was good fun. How did you find it, Blunder? I know you're not the biggest Sea of Thieves fan, but
it's always fun when I play with like you guys because it's just a laugh. I never sit and play it myself. I just get too bored and frustrated at people. The adventure was fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't play the game, I guess I wasn't like invested. Especially when I was winding up Colin by shooting him with the harpoon, he was getting annoyed at me, and I was like, "Oh, this must be serious."
Don't make him angry. You would like him when he's angry.
But I was a bit like, "Oh, so we have to shoot ships and then run up a rock face." I was like, "And is that it?" I was like, "Oh,
yeah."
It was weird. Compared to the ones we've done before, like the Pirates of the Caribbean ones.
Well, that was a big event. Liked. That was a big event.
So I think I've got that. I think that's what I think they're all going to be like that, right. And then because I don't know the difference, so I was a bit like.
See, the thing I've got about Sea, because I love playing Sea of Thieves, and I've played it a bit more over the past couple of weeks. The thing I've got about the adventures is I'm not that invested in the lore of it.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't really know what I'm doing, and it's just Colin can, as you say, run up that rock and turn that lamp on. But I don't know quite why I'm doing anything.
And then they'll start talking. I'm like, sure.
So I don't. It's I always talk about it like I've said it with other games how there's a lot of games I just play and just get pulled about basically, just get told what to do.
Go here, do that.
And it's playing Sea of Thieves normally. I'm fine. I know what I'm doing and I know why I'm doing it and all that. But the adventures, I'm just a bit. I'm always dragged about because I'm too slow because I don't know the lore. But it's still quite fun. It's still, the activity of it's still quite fun. And as you say, playing it with you guys is always a laugh. But the adventures themselves, I just don't think I'm invested enough because I don't know this lore that much.
I'd agree.
Yeah. Well, should we be playing Blunder?
So I started a cult. I don't think I can say the cult name. It's a bit rude.
Oh, is it? Is that a rude word? I wasn't sure because it's going to come up screen.
It's fine to see it. I just can't say it because some people might get offended. Okay. But if you know me, it begins with a B and ends with a Y. So I started a cult and Cult of the Lamb, and it's really fun. It's actually like adorable. Basically, the premise is you're this wee sheep, and it starts when you're a sacrifice, and there's these 4 bishops, and they're like, "We will sacrifice the lamb, and the prophecy shall not be fulfilled." And he's the last one. I know these wee cultists like murder you, like so. You start by dying, and you're like, "Oh,
like a game
that was sad." But then this spirit, you appear in front of this demon thing, and he's all in chains, and he's like, "You will be my prophet." And basically he says he'll bring you back to life if you fulfill the prophecy.
Oh,
and then it becomes this really interesting roguelike mixed with Animal Crossing.
Nice.
So you basically have to go kill the 4 bishops, or as I keep saying, bash the bishops.
Something else entirely.
You go in and the dungeon, and it's a forest, and it's procedurally generated, but the bishops pop up every so often and they shout at you and they try and make you submit to them, and you're like, "Meh," and you bleat at them. And as you're going through, you find other animals and you make them join your cult. So you start building your numbers, and then you've got to, when you're in your base, you've got to build things for them, and you've got to host satanic rituals. Well, I guess it's like demonic, whatever your god is, rituals. And then when you kind of get like, what are those things that Moses, the guy for the mountain and the slabs? You kind of
your tablet. What is it?
I
know what you mean. The
commandments. So you kind of start making your own commandments, and you can choose between. Is there 5 areas? There's like food, life, death, and you as you find the tablet, you choose 2 options, and they become the different rituals you can you can make, and you get
Okay.
to talk to your cultists. You can name them. So I was naming them after everyone in chat.
Nice.
And you can build their faith and devotion in you, which powers things up. It's really complex, but it's not overbearing. It's not too much. They poo everywhere, so you have to clean up their poo.
Outrageous.
And like the hygiene gets too low, the abscond, and Yuzi's in the stocks just now in mine.
Excellent.
So Yuzi decided to
Where
try
it
and
belongs.
turn against the faith and make people join him. So I had to put him in the stocks and rehabilitate him by brainwashing him.
All been there.
Yep. And then my first follower, Lou, she passed away from old age.
Oh.
She was a very devoted follower, so she's got a wee grave because you need to bury the bodies so they make the place messy. So it's good. There's a lot going on. You can fish, you can cook, you can build.
It's like Animal Crossing then, yeah?
It's like Animal Crossing, but satanic.
Excellent.
And it's a lot of fun. It's adorable in the most hilarious way. Like the cultists will come to you and be like, "Oh, I really want you to make me eat a bowl of poo," and you're like, "Oh, okay." So you've got to go collect poo, make a bowl of poo, and then like, "Thank you so much," and they come super devoted. And then one of them was like, "My biggest dream has always been being sacrificed for you." So then you go sacrifice them, and it's so cute. They're all like, "Yay!" They put on their little hoods and get their knives and stab them. But I just learned how to resurrect people. So after you died, they brought back to life. I was like, "Welcome back." As wild the things you say and do playing it, you're like, I never thought I'd be saying or doing that. And when he does his sermons, he goes, "Mah!" It's so funny. So yeah, if you like roguelikes and Animal Crossing and Satan, I'd highly suggest Cult of the Lamb.
Excellent.
And it's not too difficult. They kind of keep. You can put it in a hard difficult. Some people were like, "It's not hard enough," and I was like, "Damn it, Janet." But it's fun. It's really fun.
Nice.
Even the weapons are procedurally generated. You don't have a weapon until you go into a dungeon and it appears. So a weapon appears and a magic power appears. And as you go through, you get the chance to switch them for other ones and upgrade them. And you can find a person, I don't know what it is, and it gives you tarot cards and buffs you and stuff. So there's so much going on in it. It's really, really good.
Nice.
Besides that, I've just been playing for other things. Phobia St. Dinfna Hotel, which is a first-person horror game set in a hotel with time travel, and I put a clip in the Discord actually, but I'll swear on it. If you want to know about it, but it's good. It's very old school Resident Evil style. I played it last week, and it got really difficult with ammo and bad guys, and I was like, "This is stressful." So take a break from that. And then Dead by Daylight just released their new Resident Evil chapter, so I've been playing that. So Wesker is the killer, and his powers are rush, and basically you rush forward and you grab a survivor and you yeet them across the map. And it's so much fun, and he's fun to play against. I just squeal the whole time. But yeah, that's it really. What about you? What have you been playing?
Excellent. Well, I mean, I've been playing normal. I've playing Sea of Thieves for a wee bit. Star Citizen's always on the go at the moment. Last night I was streamed and Star Citizen servers went down just about an hour and a half as I was into it. And I could have waited 20 minutes and go back in, but what I thought was I'll just stop Star Citizen just now and go to something else. So I was kind of hunting quickly for something else, and Unpacking was sitting there, which I'd never played. And I thought that'd be quite nice for a relaxing wee Wednesday evening stream. So I started that, and that was nice. I was really enjoying it. OCD-tastic. Oh my days.
I think I wouldn't be able to cope with all the bits and bobs.
As somebody said in my stream, it looks like the most relaxing and stressful game at the same time. That was pretty much ticking the box. Other than that, the kind folk at the EA Creator Network gave me a code for Madden 23, which was great.
Exciting. You like a bit of ice hockey battering?
I love Madden. And it's I didn't really play Madden last year, so I can't really compare it to last year. But to me, it seems like a big leap forward. The animation is just so crystal clear. Madden's always done it well, but I think it's really every year it nails the whole presentation, the TV presentation, and the whole game day experience that you get from American football, and it really carries it through. I started to play Madden Ultimate Team, which I'd never done. I
didn't know they had an Ultimate Team. Why did I say ice skating bashing? It's not ice skating.
I thought you were just taking the mickey.
No, I was just brain farting. I was like, I've played that. I know it's not ice skates, but
So doing Madden Ultimate Team was quite interesting. It's not quite as I was going to say in depth, but that's not the right term. It's not quite as picky as FIFA Ultimate Team.
Alright.
FIFA Ultimate Team, you're kind of, a lot of it's based on chemistry, and you build a team around a certain thing. Whether
Okay.
that's like around a German team or around an English Premier League team or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Madden Ultimate Team seems to me as if it's a bit more like that doesn't really matter, and you're just throwing together the best players. Chemistry doesn't make too much. I could be completely wrong though. I could be completely wrong. But it was quite fun. I wasn't high enough a level to play other people in Ultimate Team, which I was raging about. So I just had a game against a total random, get absolutely horsed. But it was great fun, and it's just it's more Madden, and it's just more and more realistic every year, and it's just more fun.
It looks good. It looks really good.
It's on the button. It's really on the button, and it feels fun. Yeah, it was good.
Nice.
But really, what we're here for, get comfy, everybody, because Colin Little might not be here, but he's here as always. The good kind folks at Sony sent us a code for The Last of Us Part 1, which has just been released. So Colin being The Last of Us like cheerleader, we thought we'll give it to him and he can play it. And he sent us a wee video review. Would you like to see it, Blunder?
Do we have to? Yes, of course.
I'll let him do the talking. We'll see you back here in a wee couple of minutes.
Bye.
Remember, Colin is not live.
No.
Just saying.
Hi there folks, it's Colin here with a little review in progress for The Last of Us Part 1. Naughty Dog's remake of their classic from 2013. First thing to say is that this is a game that has divided opinion across the board. The new Part 1, as they call it, the rebrand, the repackaging of the game. A game which itself was remastered for the PlayStation 4. So this is essentially the third iteration of the same game. A couple more of these and it'll be giving Skyrim a run for its money. It's no secret that we've questioned whether this remake really deserved to be made, really needed to be made. And I guess for a lot of people out there, the jury is still out. But is it out for me? Well, this is far and away the best this game has ever looked. The new PS5 edition of this game looks astonishing. It really does. It's no wonder. It's had a raft of visual improvements. You've got two different modes. As usual, you get on a lot of the new gen of console games, you're getting a sort of performance mode. You're getting a resolution sort of fidelity mode. I've jumped around with both of them, but the bulk of my time has been spent playing in performance mode, which targets a sort of 60 frames per second. Seems to be sticking there more often than not, and has a dynamic 4K resolution that jumps up and down in moments of tense action. I have to say, however, I flipped into performance mode. It certainly looks impressive, but it is capped at around 30 frames a second. And for me, performance mode is where it's at. You're going to get the smoothest and best looking version of this game you have ever played. There's been a few extra improvements to the game, various changes in AI, particularly enemy AI. You now get you have a little bit more of the combat that you expected from The Last of Us, or you experienced in The Last of Us Part 2. This is back into Part 1. Enemies now effectively flank you. They think more independently. They're a bit harder to predict than they were before, which makes the combat a game that I already loved the combat in, but it makes it feel even more visceral. On top of that, the animations are much more realistic, much smoother, and you're getting those really brutal, and I do mean brutal, executions that you know and love from this series. One of the big changes in the Last of Us Part 1, as opposed to the previous version, is these improved performance captures, animations. The characters that you will know and love if you have already played the game are just so much more realistic. The level of performance that you can now receive from the actors is really, really incredible. Most notably, Annie Wersching's performance as Tess. Playing through that whole sequence with Tess, I was just absolutely blown away by the wonderful nuances in the performance. Those were obviously always there in the performance, but now with these improved animations, with these hugely improved character models, you're really seeing every single beat of the performance. It is genuinely astonishing. The sound has been revamped hugely, and it really, it kind of needs to be heard to be believed. Gunshots actually echo off sounds. You're not getting a kind of stereotypical echo now. You're genuinely feeling the sound bouncing off the actual room that you're in, which is really, really impressive. There's a couple of other sort of gameplay improvements. We of course now have smoother animations. The combat, as I said, is a bit more kind of refined. It definitely feels much more like The Last of Us 2. If you played The Last of Us, the previous version of The Last of Us, and then jumped to The Last of Us 2, you're like, wow, there's a big difference in the combat. There's all this huge kind of raft of changes, and it did definitely make these games feel, 10 years apart, there or thereabouts. That's been addressed. It has been improved. These feel very much more like side-by-side parts, and very much a part 1 and a part 2, instead of the generational leap that there was. What I would say is there's some great things that have been added from The Last of Us 2. For instance, the incredible animations that are used for upgrading your weapons. Before in The Last of Us, it was very much just a little menu, and you just clicked and you got these things, these little upgrades as you went. You would improve your gun's capacity, or you would improve the speed of reload. Last of Us 2 really brought that forward with these astonishing sequences where you genuinely saw Ellie changing the weapon, stripping the weapon down, cleaning it, picking bits apart and putting new parts into it. That has been brought into The Last of Us 1, and it really is just a small thing, but just adding an extra sheen, an extra bit of quality, and just a really, really nice moment. It's just really lovely to see Joel working away at the workbench on those guns. So anyone that's thirsting for Joel, he's got you covered. What I would say is the gameplay improvements have gone forward to a certain step. I sort of hoped that when they were making this game that they would readdress some of the issues where the game hasn't aged as well, such as the certain encounters feel a bit predictable at times. You sort of enter certain locations and you're like, there's going to be a fight here. And that was something that The Last of Us 2 really did very well at making it quite hard to predict those things. They haven't really done that. This is basically a shot-for-shot remake. It's much more beautiful, and it's got lots and lots of improvements, but it's very much still the same game. I guess if I had a genie that was making the perfect version of The Last of Us Part 1 for me, I would have maybe wondered if they could have gone a bit further there. But then again, this is a really great game. Genuinely a really great game, and I wonder how much would have been affected if they had gone in and started stripping things out. How far do you go, and how quickly does it become a completely different game if you do that? What I would say as I think about this game and I think about who this game is for, there's a very important addition to this game. The Last of Us Part 1 has over 60 different accessibility options to allow gamers of all walks of life the chance to experience this game. You can go through the accessibility section in the settings and check and uncheck things to make the game as accessible as possible for you. Whether it's fairly standard stuff that we see now quite often, such as Colorblind Mode, there's a special setting you can have that allow you to experience haptics, vibrations through the controller, that give you a sort of idea of the intensity and the way lines are delivered. No longer hearing impaired gamers just having to read subtitles. They're getting extra feedback, extra response from the controller and from the game to help immerse gamers, whatever disabilities they may or may not have. If you even have you find combat games quite confusing or quite challenging, you can check and uncheck various options, and I mean various options, rather than it just being easy, hard, very hard levels of difficulty or what have it in between. You can now uncheck specific things to help tailor make your experience and allow you to enjoy the game. And what really makes this very, very special is that, and I hadn't realised this was my own ignorance, there will have been gamers out there that for whatever reason weren't able to play and weren't able to experience this game. These accessibility settings in themselves explain exactly why this game had to be made. So I guess when we discussed this game originally, the Nearly Men, we wondered who this game was for. And as I've been spending my time with the game, I think I've realised a few things. First of all, the game's still excellent. It's genuinely excellent. This is the definitive version of the game. It has never looked better. It has never played better. But there is just a whole audience out there who have been missing out on this experience. And for them, the game is there now. It is there. And you can now play The Last of Us Part 1 and then go straight into The Last of Us Part 2. And the accessibility settings and all that will be there. It brings this classic game into the modern world with all the modern stuff we expect to allow everybody a chance to play this game. For people who have played the game already, it's an interesting one. And full disclosure, Sony sent us a code for the game. I have not paid for the game. I am playing through it and I am loving it. This is the 4th time I've played through The Last of Us. I don't think I've ever played through a game as many times as I've played through The Last of Us. And I did wonder whether I'd enjoy it quite as much, knowing all the story beats and all that. I am loving it. I genuinely am loving it. I think knowing where the story goes and where things progress to actually adds some really extra poignancy to it, and there's certain moments, certain deliveries in the game which really hit you right in the feels. So, who's the game for? The game is for, I guess, diehard Last of Us fans, people who have never experienced the game before, or perhaps people who haven't played it for a while and really, really want to just spend some time with Ellie and Joel in that world again. And I tell you, if that's what you're looking for, then you're going to get exactly that from The Last of Us Part 1. It really is fantastic. Whether I personally would have went out and bought it at full price, probably not. So I guess that's an interesting thing. I think if you know the game, if you feel you've played the game to death, you probably don't feel the need to experience it again. But if you're looking to re-explore that game, re-experience that game in that world, or perhaps you've always wondered if you should check out The Last of Us, but for whatever reason it just wasn't there for you, it just wasn't accessible for you, well, now there's no excuse. It is the perfect time to jump in and experience genuinely one of the greatest games ever made.
So that's Colin Little.
Aye.
I forgot I'd like a minute of that Last of Us logo.
How long was it there? Hopefully no long.
No, I wasn't. I was watching it at the same time. I muted them.
Yeah.
I'd heard it already. Well done, Colin. That was good. That was really good. Genuinely, I told him to keep it short, and he didn't. But it was a nice review. I thought that's nice. That's really.
To be
nice.
fair, he said it was 40 minutes, and I believed him. I was like, of course that is Colin. And then Paul was like, it's only 12. I was like, oh, it's fine.
No, it was a really interesting review. I thought he talked a lot about the accessibility. Sorry, Blunder couldn't hear it there. Just so I'm telling Blunder. He talks a lot about the accessibility, and I think that's really important. And yeah, I think he might have liked it though. I think he might like The Last of Us.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit.
Just a wee bit. Do you know, one of the first things I've been doing when getting a game is checking accessibility features just to see what they're like. And a lot of them, I'm sure Cult of the Lamb has really good ones. Watch the Assistant has really good accessibility options. Phobia, which I mentioned again, that has really good accessibility. And Grounded, because it's got like all the regular things you'd hope for accessibility, but also has arachnophobia mode, so you can turn off the spiders.
That's quite good.
Yeah. So, but I think it's really important that when you're playing a new game, you check those out, just in case there's someone in your stream or community who likes to use accessible features, and you can show them off. And definitely. I think the more developers using them, it should be praised and brought to attention for folk.
Indeed. Quite right. Let's see what the listeners and the viewers have been playing. Subtle Sraff. Subtle Sraff has been playing more Ooblets, nothing but Ooblets.
Ooblets.
Covered in Ooblets. Bride22, not very much, mostly Dr. Mario, some Mario Kart, and a bit of Fallout 76, but usually played for about 15 minutes and got bored. Evo Monk has been playing Pocket Pool and Marbles. He says he spent too much time hanging my outdoor TV on the back patio lately. He's going to be playing some sports with the kids on the Switch out there. Yeah.
See, when he posted that, I was like, I've got a spare TV. We know where to put it. I can put it out in my back patio and game in the summer outside.
It's always sunny where you are.
I know, and it's a south-facing garden, so then I was like, oh, maybe
not. Baker has been playing God of War 2005.
Oof, rough.
And Identity has been in touch. He said he bought Watch Dogs Legion in Xbox sale. A decent game despite some flaws. That's kind of what I heard about the whole thing. Was that it was good, but it was still
that the newest one?
Aye.
I bought that in a sale like a year and a half ago, and it's just sitting in my cloud.
I remember people playing it when it came out, and it was better than Watch Dogs 2. I remember them saying it still had its issues, but I quite liked the Watch Dogs thing.
I mind when the first game came out, the only time I played it was multiplayer with you and Colin, and we just kept putting the boards up and smash each other's car.
So we did.
And I did play tried the main game. I was like, well, this is boring.
That was alright. It was alright. The character wasn't great, if I remember rightly. That was kind of put me off of it. Anyway, thanks for getting in touch, everybody. If you have got a gripe about the gaming world, or you just want to tell us what you've been playing or anything, here's how you can do it.
Love to hear from you. Find us on Facebook as The Nearly Men, Twitter and Instagram, where we are at Nearly Men, or email info@thenearlymen.com.
New releases, Blunder Boy. Right, we've got pure hunters here, right? So, September the 1st, what's coming out is the Dragon-S Commander Flame on PC, Gerda, A Flame in Winter for PC and Switch, Chainsaw Club for PC, Xbox, PS4 and Switch, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle R for just about everything. Ooblets coming out in the PC, Xbox and Switch. I don't understand, because Subtle Sraff's been playing Ooblets for years.
Ooblets. It's just coming out. Subtle Sraff's a time traveller, confirmed.
Confirmed. September the 2nd, The Last of Us Part 1 comes out for PC and PS5. Lego Brawls, PC and all the things. Made in Abyss, Binary Star Falling into Darkness comes out PC, PlayStation and Switch. September the 6th, Circus Electrique, PC, Xbox, PlayStation and Switch. Disney Dreamlight Valley, which we spoke about, is coming out for just about everything that has a screen.
Yay!
Biomutant comes out on PS5 and Xbox Series X. Must be a wee upgrade. Oh, see, I thought you liked it.
It was alright. I just never finished it. Which is a lot of games, to be fair, but it was alright, but it wasn't enough to make me hold on.
Fair play. Rocksmith Plus is coming out for PC. I like Rocksmith. I remember looking at that. Temtem is coming out for Xbox and PlayStation. The Tomorrow Children Phoenix Edition for PlayStation. Train Sim World for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Gunner Heat PC is coming out for PC. The Zachtronics Solitaire Collection is coming out for PC. The 7th of September, 9 Noir Lives for PC. Adventure Academia, The Fractured Continent for PC. September 18th, you're getting Road Warden for PC. Steel Rising for PC, Xbox, Series X, and PS5. Block 'em for PC. And September the 9th, you're getting Splatoon 3 on the Switch. Highly anticipated. September the 13th, Isonzo for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Little Orpheus for PC, Xbox, PlayStation, and Switch. Sunday Gold for PC. Freedom Planet 2 for PC. September 14th, you're getting Food Truck Simulator. PC, we like it. We like a sim. We like a sim here. September 15th, you're getting Metal Hellsinger for PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Ultimex for PC VR. PC VR? PSVR?
PC
Maybe.
VR?
I don't know if that's a typo. Quest 2 and Pico. What the hell is Pico?
It's a VR headset.
Is it a VR, right? Outer Wilds is coming for the next gen consoles or current gen, however we're talking about them. Despots game is coming for PC, Xbox, PS4, and Switch. And Dungeons 3 is coming for the Switch. And yes, Yuzi Monkey Island's coming September 22nd.
Woo!
Blunder Boy. Has there been any excitement from chat, Blunder Boy?
There was 2 good comments. So one from Yuzi83. I have a beer and I have taken my jeans off. I cannot get any more comfortable.
This is true.
Yeah. And Skyfox Gemini said Colin's AI is really coming along.
It's getting really good at it. It's getting really good. Soon we won't need him
And
at
then
all.
Yuzi said something like the Uncanny Valley just needs work on.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I just see Sherry Bobbins is saying, loving the merch wall idea. That's another one for that, Blunder. That was great.
Yeah.
Let's all remember that it was Blunder's idea because Colin will try to steal that idea. And he'll probably claim that he had the idea like months ago and said it and we didn't answer him. But we all know Blunder came up with tonight. Excellent. That was episode 115, everybody. Thanks very much. What are you going to go and play The Last of Us, everybody? What are you doing? What are you doing with your gaming? What are you going to do with your gaming, Blunder Boy?
Kozinski, that was episode 114.
Was it? Sorry, it's because I've just read 115.
What did you ask?
What are you going to do with your gaming for the next couple of days?
I'm going to keep going with Yakuza 0. And I'm going to be doing Dead by Daylight because I want to get Wesker's abilities and everyone.
Get good.
And Pokemon Go, I'm back into Pokemon Go.
Oh.
When I go on holiday, I get into it. So Birmingham is a good bump into it. And I get Diet Punk hooked.
Oh dear.
To the point that we stopped and we're fighting a gym battle and poor Lou had to sit and wait on us. Then the next day, Pure Box Social was sitting waiting on us and took a picture. I was like, never come to a convention with Pokemon Goers.
Are you looking for people?
Yes, I was going to say, if you play Pokemon Go, the details will be in, what's it called? Online games, looking for players and on the Discord. I'll put my my friend code in it because I send really cute gifts from foreign parts of the world.
There you go. What more do you want?
What are you going to be gaming?
What day is it? I don't know.
Thursday.
I don't know. I'm playing the FIFA 23 beta at the moment.
Ooh.
Which is great. I'm allowed to tell you I'm playing it. I'm not allowed to tell you anything about it. That's why I've never brought it up.
A football in it?
Can't tell you. I'm not allowed to tell you. Not allowed
Oh
to
my
tell
gosh. Oh my gosh. Those NDAs do be pesky.
Playing that, me and someone else has got access to the beta, so we're able to give that a go and try it out. I'll maybe play some more Madden. I'll need to start getting on with Plague Tale because I'm getting behind in that.
And the new one's out soon.
Do you know what I mean? And there's something else. I've been playing. Oh.
There's something new, not that you're in space or in planes.
I'm always in space. That's where I live.
Before we finish,
our
pilot to Birmingham and back was Paul Kozinski. He looked just like you. He had the long hair. He had the glasses.
Yes.
Diet Punk and I were like, is Paul flying or plane?
It's good. You've
But
got to be worried
the
there,
one
surely.
difference was he was Irish.
Oh, see. But then maybe he was just putting on.
Maybe you are an actor. You could have just been like, I'm flying you to Birmingham.
Love it. Love it. And you survived. That's
Yes,
the main
good
thing.
point. You landed the plane.
Excellent. Good. More than can be said for my digital self. Marvelous. Streams wise, what you have you got anything planned? Or are you just on Tuesday? What's
I'm always
happening?
back on Tuesdays doing horror games or Dead by Daylight. I was going to try and do all the Resident Evil games before the DLC for 8 in October, so I might start doing some extra streams just to get through the Resident Evil games. So just keep your eye on the Discord.
Always keep your eye on the Discord, people. Friday night is a wee bit of a kind of wild card night for me now as well, depending on what's happening in the life, as they say. I might jump on and do a wee thing on a Friday night, depending.
Fun.
But keep your eyes on the Discord. If you're not in the Discord, join the Discord, and it always alerts you when any of the Nearly Men go live. So please do that. Any parting words, Blunder Boy, for episode 114?
Always shout to joypads.
Yeah, baby. We're back in the 15th of September for 118, 8 p.m. on this channel. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.